In the previous lesson, we set up our AJAX XHR request, and we can see that all of that information is being retrieved whenever we click the button. We're going through all the different ready states, and then finally at the fourth ready state, we've got some response text. So let's add our condition in order to check all of the different ready states and wait till we hit number 4 before we try to retrieve our data. Also, we want to make sure our status is 200. So XHR status, and we're going to check to see if it's 200. And if it is, at that point, then we're ready to console log out, and we're actually ready to return back our data, our response text. So we're going to grab XHR response text. So we'll grab the value of that, and we see that we get a ton of text coming back there. So this isn't JSON formatted, even though it is within a JSON format, it's still a string, it's still text. So the way to update this is we can parse it out as JSON. So we can do JSON parse, the JavaScript function that gives us the ability to parse out string formatted JSON. So let's click. And so now we can see that we've got results, and we've got a number of different results here within this API. So we've got categories, we've got trivia questions here, so incorrect answers. So we've got a question, we've got the correct answer is true, and difficulty is easy, and that's the category. So we can really easily set up a quick mini trivia game where we can see if the user is able to guess all of those answers. So let's set up this data in a usable format. Opening up our editor, open up full screen so we can take a closer look. So we saw that we're passing through this URL, but we still have a problem that content is being output within this function, and we can't do something like return. If we do that, then we're actually not going to capture that correct information. So this is where we need to do a callback, because this AJAX request is working asynchronously. So what's happening here is that the ready states, it's making that connection to the API, and it's waiting till the ready state is ready, so until the status is 200 to output that text. So if we immediately try to return it back, then we're not going to get any type of response. So this is where we need to do a callback. And we can do it within a format of a callback function. So the way that this is going to work is that we're going to actually pass through a function, and when we do get some data, then we can make use of it within our function. So here is where we can console log out that data. So this is essentially that returned information. And then within here, let's set up callback. And instead of console log, this is going into the callback function. So let's try this out. So we're console logging the data, the return data at this point now. We can get rid of this clicked. We don't need that anymore. And just make sure that we are getting the callback information. So there we go. So that is working properly. And now we're ready to loop through this information and build out our quiz game. So that's coming up next.